guys, welcome to a new episode of High Altitude Motorsports. The old Maxi is back. We had to get some more parts painted, and now it is time to get this thing ready for the summer. Do an oil change, we're going to do new air filters, we're going to replace our tail light. So I got a new used tail light actually. One of my tail lights is out, so we're going to replace this, and I think that's about it for parts on the car. So we're at Mclaren. We're going to get the oil filter and the O-rings and crush washers that we need, and then we will yeah, see you at the shop getting the oil change done. So as you saw, we went to the dealership, we picked up all the parts that we need. We just got the Mclaren on our scissor lift, our lamp rack. We had to put on these extenders, but this just shows if you guys have a low car, we're able to get them on the rack. So now we are going to start performing all the services that this car needs to get it ready to go on some rallies this summer.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Yeah. Why check cash your own?
Look at all these freaking skid marks, huh? Definitely should get a new air dam on. It's a little broken. But this is the only piece left. Holy crap, this is what it normally looks like. This one's up too. Before we started filming, I took the oil filler cap off from the top of the engine. This will help the oil flow out when we're draining it. You're gonna wanna take off this big aluminum piece. This is held on by 21 bolts, which are 10 millimeters. I believe that some of mine might be a mix of 10 and 8. From what I've heard, they normally are all 10, so on your car it might be different. So we're gonna undo all these bolts and get to what we need to get to. So we are gonna start with removing our sump plug. You're gonna do this with a T50. We're replacing this plug anyway, so I'm just gonna let it drop. All right guys, so now we are gonna get our tank. This is gonna be a 19 millimeter. We have the advantage of using our jacking system on our forward post. So we should be able to slide this in. Let's see, nope, we're not gonna be able to. We gotta grab our green pail. All right, so we are gonna remove our 19 millimeter. I tried to not get oil all over. I made a bit of an oopsie. Because now that that's in there, I'd like to get the turbo lines, and now I have to roll this over this hump, which is not probably going to be very good, and the wheels are probably going to fall out of it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, God. Uh-oh, the wheel fell out.
All right. We need.
So we are gonna try to roll this around our shop. Beep beep.
Jocko, come here.
So we have successfully removed our 2 draining points. Now it's time to remove our oil lines. This is done with an 8 millimeter. So we're gonna take these 2 8 mils off first. And from what I've seen, these actually store quite a bit of oil, so hopefully we can not make a mess. Well, if I pull it out, it's gonna shoot everywhere. Boom, and that's how you do it without making a mess. Oh, popped out a little bit too quick. This is Mclaren spec, so the sump plug and copper washer needs to be replaced. The 2 turbo O-rings need to be replaced, and then the oil reservoir aluminum crush washer needs to be replaced. All these will be linked in the description along with the oil filter. So we're gonna let this drain out probably for a good bit. I don't want any of the excess oil in there, so we'll just come back once it's done dripping and start putting everything back together.
I'm with Tay girls run up on me. They doing money line. I'ma run it every time.
All right, so we've let this drain for a little bit of time. Now it's time to start putting things back together. So we are going to start with replacing our O-rings. I'm just taking a little pick, pop those off. Bing bong boom, come over here, grab our new O-rings. O-ring, boom, add a little oil to it so it's nice and oiled up. Boom, O-ring, come in here. Nice and in like that. So now that we've gotten these on and snug down, we're gonna torque them. We're gonna use our fancy 1/4" drive torque wrench and torque these down to 7 foot-pounds. Man, just snugging those down, they're already torqued. 7.43. Now those are both torqued. Now we're gonna put on our new sump plug. And we're gonna tighten this to 18 foot-pounds. This is done with a T50. Now that we've gotten those tight, now we're gonna move on to our, I forgot what it's called, just the oil canister. So now it's time to put our plug into this oil collection can. We are going to take our new aluminum crush washer, put that on, and then we're going to torque this to 13 foot-pounds. I think we're ready to lower this down, change the oil filter out, and then fill this thing up with oil. Alright guys, so like I said in the beginning of the video, this is the oil filler cap. So you just set that off to the side. We're gonna swap this oil filter out. To do this, I think it's gonna be easier if we take this cover off, which I believe it just, yep, pops right out. We'll just set this aside, get a carbon fiber one. We're gonna go down to here and get the socket and pull that bad boy out. It is a 36 millimeter. So I'm gonna take my little dirty rag here and try to catch all the oil that comes out, you know what I mean? Since it is at the top of the vehicle, I'm assuming it's not that bad. Now we're gonna pull this filter, grab my rag here. Boom, just like that. Here's our new oil filter, straight from the manufacturer. And then this is just gonna drop in. There we go. Then I'll put a little oil on this. What's cool is this actually tells you 25 Newton meters right on the freaking thing. Perfect, so it's pretty much just snug down and then that's the torque. Well, unfortunately, we did not get oil today because I don't really know why I didn't. I guess this was kind of like a last minute thing. We still have to do the air filters, the tail light, and the latch for the fuel door. So we're gonna catch you guys in the morning. Whoa, that was weird. All right guys, it's the next day. We got our oil. You guys are gonna wanna get this Mobil 1 European Car Formula 0W40 advanced full synthetic motor oil. This car is very specific on how much oil it takes Take 6.8 liters. It's probably a little bit of oil in the system. So we're gonna put, this is 4.73 liters. So we're gonna put some of this in, some of that in, and we're probably gonna have to check the car at least twice. Definitely wanna run it, get it hot, take it for a test drive, because the oil changes at different temperatures. Now we're moving on to our second jug, and we're gonna put about 6 quarts in this car and check it. So it'd be about 0.2 quarts low. Let's see where that puts us at. Car is super loud. We're gonna let it warm up and get to temperature. Something that not a lot of people talk about is when you're checking the oil, you have to press on the brake hard and hold the brake. Fun fact, if you guys watched our video taking the seats out of the Mclaren and cleaning them, this airbag light doesn't go away until I go to the dealership and have them clear it. So that's on for now, but we're waiting on this oil temperature. Oh, it just went up a little bit. So we're gonna wait until it's at operating temperature, which is about the center, and then we'll be able to check the level. Now what we are going to do is, on this gauge, we control with this toggle switch, push it towards the front, and then that gets us into this screen. And then from there, we're gonna scroll this up twice, and then that will get you into vehicle info. So it's towards us, and then that brings us into this. Then we're gonna scroll down to oil status, go forward, conditions not met. So that just means you gotta hold the brake, and like I said, hold it hard, then it says apply throttle. It's gonna hold that 2,000 RPMs for 30 seconds. Okay, so we are a little bit low. So we're gonna go in, add a little bit more oil, and then check the oil. We are perfect right now. That's how you change your oil. I use 6.1 or 6.2 liters of oil. So mine was pretty well drained. I'm gonna drive it. It might be a little bit high, but if you guys know, McLarens do burn oil, so having a little bit extra isn't going to hurt it. So yeah, that's how you do the oil change. From what I have seen, this will work for 12Cs, 650Ss, 570s, 720s, probably all the long tail versions as well. The engine is for the most part pretty much the same. Like I said, we'll drop all the parts in the description. And if you guys need any questions, give us a call, shoot us a comment in the comment section. But now we're gonna move on to the second portion of this video and replace my upper tail light on the driver's side, replace the air filters and the latch on my fuel door. So if you guys wanna keep watching, we're gonna get right into it. And if you guys watched our Corsa Rally vlog, the fuel door latch broke on my McLaren. If you see this right here, guess what's holding it up? Boom, some double-sided sticky tape right here. Now we're gonna try to take this out. From the looks of the new one, I should be able to use a pick, carefully pick underneath it and pop this out, but we're gonna see what exactly happens here. I'm gonna try a little flathead instead. That pick just didn't seem to work too well. Oh wow, look at that. Let's see if I can, oh wow. That was really easy. Here's the old clip. You can see that it doesn't have any teeth. And then this is the new one. And I'll link this part number in the description. Let's see how it goes back together. We should just be able to pop this in, just like that. Now let's see if it holds the gas door. Boom, fixed. All right, now that that's done, so it pops up, pops down. Easy peasy. The next thing on the list is we're going to replace this upper tail light. People say you have to do all four. I've also heard you don't have to do all four. I'm not sure what tail light I have, if it's a new one or an old one, but we are going to replace this one, see if it works, and if it doesn't, then I'll just replace all four. While we're doing that, I figured I'd get new air filters. So we're gonna replace both of the air filters in each wheel well. So let's get this jacked up, get the rear wheels off, and start taking out the wheel liners. And now we have access to our air box. Is the new filter. Obviously we already installed one, but it's the BMC filters, and I'll have the part number in the description. So we're gonna go over and replace the other filter. I'm not sure if this picks up or not, but you can see there is a lot of weird black residue everywhere. And then I saw this hanging down and I'm like, what the hell is that? And sure enough, there is a giant hole in my exhaust, and this O2 sensor decided to crack and come off. So that's another issue that I'm gonna have to figure out. But you can tell, I mean, there's black soot kind of all over. Definitely something that I'm glad that I caught now, and I'm going to try and figure out what I can do and how soon I can do that. So that's another problem that we have on the car. But these probably aren't bad, but these will definitely add a little bit of airflow, maybe a little bit of turbo noise. So I think I'm gonna like it more. Get this in, and then I'm gonna start working on the tail light. It looks like I'm gonna probably have to remove the lower one. That will grant me access to the upper one. So there's this clip right here, 8mm here, 8mm over there. This unplugged super easily, so I got both tail lights out. They were definitely not as easy as I thought. I did remove these plastic clips that cover 3 bolts. There was one here, and one over here. It was a 2.5mm Allen. This kind of helps push this out enough to where it helps to get the taillights out. And it unscrewed from the actual lens itself. This is the new taillight. I'm gonna plug it in, make sure it works. So I got the new taillight in, and of course I bought it used. One of the taillights is out. At least I have taillights. Probably gonna just buy 4 new OEM ones. This definitely is the updated one, and it's a lot brighter. Kind of frustrating that one of them's burnt out, but it is what it is. Just about a wrap. I got the wheels and fender liners back on. Unfortunately, that taillight completely stopped working. So I ended up pulling the one that I bought, and I think I'm just gonna replace all 4 with OEM. And I emailed Fab Speed about the downpipe and the O2 sensor cracking. At this point, I'm kind of worried about that, and I don't want to tap to the other side. So I'd rather do 2 new downpipes and get that water pump replaced as well. I'm gonna torque the wheels, get it back on the ground, and go and drive it. So yeah.